Jacy, Robbie, Sara, Sherry.
The day she was born, it was during race day.
Everybody, there really wasn't nothing you didn't like about her. She was just the nicest, sweetest person ever.
I could come in here with, half my face tattooed and she'd still hug me and love me and everything.
Very inspirational just because of everything she's been through.
Alright, so Sherry had Jacy and Cammie in 1991, and they're twins.
She's just really supportive, very independent.
Robbie was born in 1999, and the following year, Sara was born in 2000.
Smart and intelligent.
She was so kind-hearted. She would help anybody.
Thoughtful.
And anyone she met, it was just like she had made a new best friend. Caring.
She was always a very loving and very accepting, understanding person. And she didn't have to know you to be your friend.
And she just would open her house to anybody.
She literally took me in like I was her own son. Like, she loved me to death.
She could sit and talk to someone for hours. She just lights up every single time, no matter what.
That was my third child I lost. And it was so hard. I couldn't believe that she had left.
I would give anything to spend more of a day with my mom.
She was always strong, and yeah, I definitely miss her.
Robbie got up, it was on a Sunday morning. Sara stayed all night with a friend.
It was just me, my friend Blake, and Mom were here. Sara was out at her friend's and Jacy was at her house, and me and Blake just got done TPing a house. And we came in, laughing, and then I heard Mom, she was like, Blake's just like, he was like, did you guys hear your mom call your name? I was like, I don't know, let me go in there. And she, she was sound asleep. I was like, oh, I put her blankets over her, let her sleep, and then we woke up that morning.
We always said, one of these days, we're just gonna go in there and she's gonna be passed away.
They told me, said, she'll just go to sleep one day. Said, she said, you just gotta expect that. Said, she'll just go to sleep. And that's what she did.
30 minutes after he left, I decided, might as well just go check on Mom to see if she's up, because she's usually up by now. And I go in there, and as soon as I touched her, I instantly knew that something was wrong, because she was, like in movies, they're like, oh, the body was cold. It was cold. Like, it was frozen almost. It was like, and I was like, oh crap.
Me and Mike were at our apartment.
I just remember me and Jacy, we were asleep.
I run and I tried calling Jacy 3 times.
I guess he had called me a few times and I didn't hear it.
So I called 911. I was like, my mom's not breathing, because I checked her chest if it was rising or not. And they're like, all right, we'll be there in a minute.
He tried to revive her. No kid should have to go through that.
I started doing chest compressions, which is, pumping her chest. As I was doing that, there was just some kind of fluid. It was like dark red, blackish kind of stuff just rolling out of her mouth. I was like, oh my God. And the police got here and they walked in, and I was just sitting on the couch. And Blake had already left by now, but I was just sitting on the couch, waiting. And they walked out and they said, I'm sorry. I instantly knew. I was like, dang. And I didn't cry at all. I didn't cry until like a few days after. But Jacy called back. She's like, what do you want? Because it was early in the morning. I was like, I think you need to be here. Mom's not breathing. And she got there and she saw all the cops. She's like, is she okay? And the officer told her, and she just automatically just burst into tears. And I remember all I was wearing was some basketball shorts. And I walked over. I was just had her head on my shoulder. I was like, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. And Sara didn't really know until afterwards, but I was sitting there and everyone was there.
I couldn't really hear anything. I didn't believe him when he said she had passed away. I just kept saying, no, she didn't.
The first thing that came to my mind was,
No, she didn't.
you know, it's what's gonna happen.
I was just sitting there, I was dazed because, you know, I didn't think it would come so, you know, soon, you know, because I had just talked to her like the night before. And, you know, I was sitting there. All I remember out of all that was the smell. This smell was like, I had to take a shower. Like, it was on my hands, you know. I couldn't get the smell out of my mind. I still smell that smell sometimes, every day. It's just this smell of death. But that's the day that happened.
Okay, so this is my second video journal. Today I'm feeling pretty down and depressed and don't really feel like getting out of bed, but I have to go to work soon. I've been so stressed out and my mind's been set on this whole adult growing up parent owning a house thing. I just have changed a lot.
We've known each other since preschool. We were crawling under a kitchen and I happened to mention she looked like a mouse to me and she told me that I look like a cat.
I get so teary-eyed because Jacy's my hero.
Jacy is definitely my best friend, my lifelong friend.
I've known Jacy since I was about 12 years old.
She's a role model for me.
She's very caring, she has a big heart.
I think Jacy is stressed out because she has a lot of things to deal with.
This is not the life she had planned out for herself, you know, but nobody gets to decide those things.
My mom passed away the 6th of January, and I got custody of the kids about 2 weeks later. They are 12 and 13 years old, and I'm 21. It's been an adventure. I mean, it's like we're all growing up together.
Sherry got diagnosed with MS. She came in every day and she took care of her mom, and she kept that apartment, but she moved in with her mom.
She was on this daily shot that Jacy had to give to her for a long time.
I would have to give her a shot in her leg and in her arm, which were steroids. And they started making her hallucinate. And that's when we really realized that she wasn't okay.
She couldn't remember anything. She couldn't formulate sentences, and she would know what she was trying to say but just couldn't get it out.
We had a German Shepherd lab, and his name was Handsome. And he was outside in the yard playing, and my mom thought that he was a really big rat.
She would see things. She didn't know who she was, where she was. She would always say that there was rabbits running around the house and that she would chase them with a broom, and she thought Sara was a mermaid for 3 days one time.
This too shall pass is what my mom always said. I try to keep a positive attitude like that, but it's hard when I'm trying to go to sleep at night and all I have are my thoughts.
Especially now and a couple months earlier, everything's just been thrown at her from every which direction, and she feels like she can't catch up to it, but I feel like she will get on her feet.
Right before my mom died, she left me this voicemail. And she said that I was the glue that kept the family together, and that she always wanted me to be like that, and that if I wasn't here, that things would be a lot worse.
And she just told me how much she really appreciated everything that I do for this family. And it meant a lot to me, so I saved the message. And after she died, I remember that I saved it, and I couldn't listen to it. Every time I checked my voicemail and it said that I had a saved message, I couldn't listen to it because I knew that I would just break down. So I got the courage to listen to it one day, and it wasn't there anymore. So
if I could make one good thing happen, it would probably be for Jacy not to have to deal with what she's already going through.
Her mom wouldn't want her enclosed in this little shell like she is.
Our answering machine has her voice saying all of the kids' names. It says Cammie, Jacy, Robbie, Sara. That's all it says. And sometimes I would call the house phone just to listen to her voice and say my name and everyone else's name. I mean, ever since my mom passed away, all I can think about is death. All I think about is who's gonna die next.
I'm not an emotional person at all.
Cammie. I like Cammie.
She's the one that can really get things done around here.
She just doesn't care. She's like a guy.
Cammie get out and say, Grandma, I'm gonna decorate, and she'd put all them bowls on the tops of the chairs.
If you're doing something dumb, she'll call you out on it.
I can threaten the kids with her, you know, like I'll send Cammie in there or I'll get Cammie to do this.
I think I've personally been losing a little bond with Cammie because we haven't talked to her in a while.
Since ever Sherry passed, Cammie has isolated herself.
It was just like a brick wall.
Cammie was different.
I get mad when I think about Cammie not being around.
Everyone does grieve differently, and I think the way that Cammie grieves is that she kind of wants to be away from it.
Still haven't had time to grieve over it. I don't know. Just when it happened, that's when I shut off. And now I'm just kind of winging it, autopilot. She's making faces at me. We used to go camping every year. We'd always get together and go camping for 3 or 4 days. And that was when we, put everything aside, no phones, no drama, no friends, nothing, just get together and hang out as a family. And we never fought. We always get along.
Cammie's changed a lot over the years. She used to be a lot more carefree than what she is now.
She wants to be close to the family, but she has some things that cloud her vision of what she really wants.
Even though Robbie and Sara are so much younger than us, Jacy and I pretty much, raised them because my mom was sick and my dad was never there.
Cammie got a job at Trackside when she was young to help pay for bills and stuff.
I got my first job when I was 13. The day I turned 13, paying bills for my mom and the kids. And I'd work 40 to 60 hour weeks plus go to middle school and pay the light bill, pay, most of the house payment for my mom. And, just so Jacy could stay in school, because I didn't want her to drop out of school. I dropped out when I was 16 and got my GED so I could work. I was working 80-hour weeks for a long time.
When we didn't have money, she started stealing and thinking that would be better.
All right, I love you.
I just feel horrible, like the most worthless thing in the world.
And I've been writing the judge letters and things, trying to tell him that, Cammie's not a bad person. It's just that given the situation we've been put in, we've had to make some rash decisions and compromise.
One of the guards called me out and said, I need to talk to you. I need you to come out here. I'm like, okay, you know, what's going on? And I wasn't expecting it. Because I just talked to my mom, I think it was 2 days before, and she was fine. She felt great. She was getting around. She had energy. She felt, you know, she was driving, which she hadn't drove in a while. It just didn't seem like that could have happened. When I was in there, it just seems like time stops on the outside, but it doesn't. I don't know, I got out 2 days later. The judge let me out to go to her funeral, and I was out for 3 weeks and went back to jail.
If I had to change one thing about Cammie, it'd probably be, like, if she stopped getting in trouble and come, like, help us out at the house.
I've only been there a few times, 3 or 4 times, and it's just seems so empty and quiet and dull. Because every time, you know, you'd walk in, when my mom was there, she just lights up every single time, no matter what. You know, she'd light up to see you, or she'd light up to anything silly, but it's just really empty. That's the only word I can put to it.
Do you want to be in any of these shots?
Doing what?
We're all just bumming it today.
I guess, yeah.
Alright, well, I made you some coffee.
She had a t-shirt on, reached out, and it was hanging out.
It was like, you know, sticking out.
And I was like, dude, you need to shave your pants. Not necessarily Jacy, Robbie, and Sara. They wouldn't ever see me as the black sheep, but it seems like the rest of my family has. Like you can't be a part of this because you have a felony. We gotta take you off the deed of the house because you have a felony. It doesn't look good. Just they automatically see me as separate now. Not really anything needs to be changed other than me right now. It feels like I'm just that one part that's not right. It doesn't fit or something.
I've been through so much with her. I lived her sickness. Every doctor she went to, every hospital, I was there every minute, every step of the way. And I just felt like I could get her well. I felt like I could keep her up, keep her going, you know, and I found out I couldn't do that. I wasn't that strong, I guess. But it really hurt me when she died. I lost her.
He is definitely one kind of crazy.
Crazy, fun, loving.
As soon as he was born, we were all just so excited that we had a brother. We never thought that we would have a boy in the family since we're all girls.
I was over at Sherry's and I patted her stomach. I said, now Sherry, I said, tell this little fella he's got to come out of there tomorrow because I got to catch my plane tomorrow night.
He's going to grow up to be a really good person, I think.
We need you, girl. Hey, girl. It's the basketball that my team gave me. They went to my mom's funeral, and they were really supportive and stuff with that.
Robbie found her. I just can't believe he found her. The thing that makes me sick was that he tried to revive her. No kid should have to go through that, but I just can't believe it seems rough. It seems like, he's gonna have to deal with that for the rest of his life. Seeing her and, he's gonna think back, well, if I did this, would have been different. If I would have went and checked on her earlier, would she still be here? I just don't want him to feel like that.
When it comes to my mom, I feel a little guilty about, not because, I could have done something the night before instead of just make sure, she was asleep or something, I just feel guilty about that because I could have prevented it because I was the only one there that could have actually done something.
Well, I was really worried about him at first because before they took her body out of the house, I said, come on guys, let's just go. Let's go somewhere, let's leave. I don't want to see Mom taken out in a bag. And so we all agreed to just leave. We all got in the car and just drove. And I remember Robbie saying, I can't get the smell off of me. I smell like Mom. And he just kept saying, I can't get the smell off of me. And so we went to my apartment and he took a shower and he said he still smelled that smell.
So I kicked myself in the butt every single day that I was in jail when she passed away.
If I could go back to that day, I would have stayed home because I wasn't with everyone else. I was at a friend's house.
I should have been here more often. I should have been her permanent caretaker. I should have moved back in and taken care of her like she needed. Either that or, had her go to some rehabilitation center or even just getting her outside. I should have pushed her to do things and to maybe help her feel better. And I wish that I could have been here when she passed.
I wish my mom could have saw me play in the championship game for my basketball game. I think it was 2 days before the championship game, because she always wanted me to play basketball. She was always happy about me playing basketball, and then the first, that was going to be what she really got to saw, because she missed some of my games because she was sick. But I just wanted her to see that.
I wish I could have told her that I loved her and I appreciated everything that she did.
I miss my mom most when I need someone to talk to. I wish I could have had one last conversation or laugh with her before she died. Really tired of bad luck.
Tired of being apart from my family.
Robbie and Sara, they complain and yell at each other all the time, and really, I just want them to just get along.
A war zone, that's what I can compare it to.
I'm really tired of fighting.
I hate it when everyone's fighting in the house or someone's in a bad mood, because when one person's in a bad mood, everyone's in a bad mood. I draw when, it doesn't really have a specific emotion. It's just I draw my emotions, and so people can see what I'm feeling instead of me having to tell them. I get upset when I have to explain myself and my feelings.
Sarah's the artsy and crafty and always the one drawing and painting on the walls and coming up with new projects and games to do, and she's always wanting to do something. She never can sit still.
If my family had to describe me, they'd probably describe me as a brat.
She was the type of baby you go in and you think, oh, I'd like to whip that kid.
Sara is a very, very, very creative young girl. She really is.
One thing that I respect about Sara is that she can see what's wrong with other people.
She has anger issues too, but most people know that.
The worst fight that I got into with Robbie is, I don't know why we were fighting, but he ripped the curtains off the wall and started hitting me with the curtain rod. I took a mop and smacked it on his head and it broke, and it was metal.
Sara is difficult at times.
I would just scream and hit the walls and hit my head on things. The biggest argument I've gotten into is with Jacy, and because I get in trouble because I treat her like a sister and not like a parent, and I get like yelled at for that because I don't see her as a guardian, I see her as a sister still.
I think that Sara has probably taken it the hardest with Mom passing away and all the rules changing here in the house from me moving in and taking over.
I miss my mom because she was the closest person to me, and she was the only person I could tell everything to. I get angry and sad when I think about that I'll never have that connection with someone like ever anymore.
They're just one of the tightest knit groups of siblings, you could ever find.
This is the new family. This is everything that I love. This is everything that I plan on working for.
I think that our family is really going in the right direction, and I am just so proud of everybody. I'm really excited to see our family grow.
We're still growing up and still learning the nooks and crannies of life, but it's just we grew a bond together because we're growing up together and getting new experiences.
I just feel like they're exceptional kids.
My mom showed us how to grow up, how to be adults, how to be good people.
Checking in volunteers, telling people where to go. I like that part.
Mom would be proud of us because we're all working together. She always said, and I even got her a magnet that said this, it says, "We may not have it all together, but together we have it all."
I'm very thankful for my friends and family and everyone sticking together and helping me through this. I'm just glad I'm actually living here with my sisters and so I can stay close to my friends.
That explains our family to a T because we are so dysfunctional. But if she could see us right now, she would be very proud of all of us working together and making it work.
Team Sherry! Team Sherry! Team Sherry! Team Sherry!